I think we can use the White Sox to transition over to aesthetics.
Nice segue right there. I appreciate that. Yeah, what's going on with your White Sox in the uniform realm?
Well, I'm not really sure, but I've heard some disturbing news that they're going to take what I deem as the best City Connect jersey from the original batch and do a City Connect 2.0, which had do you remember what that date was? There is like a reveal day weekend, right? It was on their promo.
Yeah, I
Is it
saw it in a
June
promo,
or
like
July, right?
they were promoting their promotions, and it felt like it wasn't an announcement. It just sort of got leaked out that they're going to be revealing the one of the tidbits on this is they're going to be revealing the City Connect 2.0 jerseys. So I don't remember the date, but yeah, I would say midsummer. But along those lines, I just saw this afternoon that Houston has revealed their City Connect 2.0 uniforms, which I didn't get a chance to send them over to you, but they look like a kind of like a 90s Houston, like an updated version of the 90s Astros uniform. So I think, the original City Connect, the first round of City Connect uniforms was like a radical, in many cases, a radical departure from the team's typical brand identity, just to make something completely different that just specifically identified with the city itself instead of necessarily the baseball franchise, to reach out to different markets, basically to get other people that aren't typically involved in baseball potentially interested, these kick-ass jerseys, to which work to some effect in some markets. But this feels like, at least with this example from Houston, this feels like a different approach to a City Connect.
Yes.
Like, are you seeing the Houston jerseys now?
I have it with all the explanations if you want to go all in.
Yeah, we don't need to do that, but you can see how it looks like an Astros. It looks like a retro Astros jersey, basically.
Yeah, it looks like the
Uh,
Jeff Bagwell era Astros
yeah,
jerseys.
but it's not. It's
Like a
it's
combination of that and the
yeah.
original look.
So they call it's in the industry, not throwbacks. They call them faux backs, FAUX. Like, this could be a
Oh.
throwback universe, but it's not. And from what I've seen in Houston and things I've seen potentially leaked about the White Sox City Connect 2.0
Uh-huh.
uniforms, I think it's the same idea. I don't know if I sent you that picture. It's basically taking the 83 uniforms, the white, blue, and red, but making that black, gray, and white. So it'd say socks with a gray and white striped band across a black jersey. Real simple. I feel like you've done similar things with your spring training stuff, but I don't think that
Yeah.
particular jersey. That's the theory, and I think people put that out there. And when I saw it, it's like, oh, that's probably it. And now that they've released these Astros jerseys, that kind of the same idea, I think that's probably the direction they're going. I think that'd be a cool look. But again, you had potentially the best City Connect 1.0 uniforms, the South Side, pinstripe, distressed look. It was perfect. So it's like, did you really need to do another set of And they are retiring that original 1.0 set. They're not going to be wearing those. They're going to be wearing these 2.0 in favor of those. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you crestfallen to get that news, or how are White Sox fans feeling about this?
Well, I just think I understand why they're doing it. Money, 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 money. That's all it
Yeah.
boils down to. I think it is stupid, honestly. Like, everyone embraced that jersey. That jersey next to the 83 jersey is probably the two most seen jerseys if you are at a game with, the 10,000 people who are there. I'd say if anyone who's wearing a jersey is either wearing a Southside jersey or probably like an 83 jersey, and then then the current jersey, and whether it's the black one or the
Yeah.
home one. Not a lot of people wear the road jersey, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you're
yeah,
gonna
I
like
don't think
this, just because
yeah,
it's like
exactly.
I feel like we've seen it before, but it's like just a different version of the 83 jersey, just a black and white and gray version of it, which,
Yeah,
and kind of reversed. It's actually a black jersey, but if that's it, I think you're going to be happy.
this
I
Astros
didn't.
one is sharp.
I don't think it's bad. Yeah, and I actually like the Astros Space City City Connect 1.0 versions, and I think they set records selling merch. This new one they released, I think it does look pretty cool. It says Strohs on it for one thing, which I think is
Yes.
really cool. But it's kind of the cheesy star, very 90s, I guess.
The only thing I'll say is the hat looks like a Diamondbacks hat, but
I didn't see the. Maybe I did see the hat. It's just got the star on it.
well, the good news is we know it comes in kid sizes because Altuve's wearing it in the picture. So everyone, kids, get yours ordered today.
So I've only seen a potentially leaked version of the Sox jersey. I have not seen anything leaked potentially about the hat. I would guess it's a black hat with, or maybe it's got the white panel in front with the black, just Sox 83 logo across the front, maybe. So
I'm kind of excited though.
No, that's why we do aesthetics, because this shit is exciting.
I'm not excited about the new jersey. I'm excited that the old jersey is going to get retired, and now I'm finally, after holding out, going to be able to get one for a fucking reasonable price.
Well, maybe the value will just skyrocket. It's a scarce commodity now, so you have to get it. You have to go on eBay to get it.
I did happen to see on Fanatics. Oh, we should talk about that.
Talk about that too.
Speaking, that's the fourth one that we couldn't think of pre-show.
Thank you.
I saw on Fanatics that, and it's mostly because they're not players anymore, but I can get a Timmy Anderson, which I would still be proud to wear.
Sure.
He's still one of my favorite White Sox. Southside City Connect jersey for like $56. So
okay. So pull the trigger on that.
I think I'm going to pull the trigger on it, knowing that they're.
I'm surprised you held out this long.
I'm not. They were like fucking $200. I'm like, fuck
off. Okay.
Yeah, fuck that's off.
Ridiculous. Can you buy the pants though? The black pinstripe pants. That's the key.
I might just go in dress slacks.
I had a suit in the early 2000s that was almost the exact same design.
I did too. Too bad it doesn't fit me anymore because I was like a 40 waist back then.
Oh yeah. I had mine taken in a couple times.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That'd be great to show up with that jersey on and pinstripe dress slack bottoms. Oh yeah.
I think next Pete at the Park. That's got to be the outfit. We got to get that on video.
Outfit. That could be the next outfit. You have to be there though. It has to be a game you're at. So this is something we talked about, then forgot about, and now we just remembered it. So
perfect.
The White Sox are hosting a grand opening. You guys may know there's a big sports store, basically all White Sox gear. But every now and then, as you get into fall, you might see it's called the Chicago Sports Depot right at the ballpark, the main gate.
Is that by the parking lot?
Yeah, parking lot A.
Just to the north?
Yeah, parking lot A and B, and right over there, the red lot. And it was always called Chicago Sports Depot. So, like I said, in the fall, you might get some Bears or Hawks or Bulls stuff in there. But what has happened, as I'm venturing to say at some point, they've got to be examined for pretty much a monopoly at this point. But Fanatics has now taken over the store, and it's called the Chicago White Sox Team Store.
See, the way I read it is they took over all of your retail merchandise. Like, it's not just that store. It's the website, which already was, but all the little gift shops within the stadium are going to be Fanatics. They're selling it as the benefit was like top to bottom. Every piece of White Sox merchandise you can buy is going to be Fanatics. And I also read that as like, how is that a benefit necessarily?
Right. I was talking about it with Robin, and I'm concerned that, like, I don't have it on today, but I've got that like 35th and Shields hat, which was specific to the ballpark. It wasn't made by Fanatics. They did it locally.
Right. Like, and that's a super cool brand that's like their own thing that they partnered with the White Sox. But that shit is so cool. Does that mean that shit's going away? Like
exactly. And I know Fanatics has every major sports contract.
That's the other problem. Yeah, this was kind of confusing to me because I thought they already had the White Sox. Like, I mean, they have everything. So this means they're also taking over everything in the park.
Yes.
Potentially in pushing out cool indie brands like 35th and Shields. Like that seems that seems awful. Like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the trend across Major League Baseball too, because of how they've
Yeah.
really got their fingers. Like, I just remember one day, it felt like you woke up and there was this Fanatics website. And then you realized when you went to the NFL website, you were just on the Fanatics website. And you went to the
Yep.
MLB shop site, you were just on the Fanatics site. And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
They took over everything.
They took over everything. So,
And it feels like quality has definitely decreased over the years. I don't know if you've noticed the same thing, but every t-shirt I buy progressively gets thinner. Like the material they're using feels thinner and thinner, which some people are into that. I mean, us old fat guys like the thick t-shirt. It hides the rolls a little bit better.
we like the beefy
So
tee.
yeah, the beefy tee, that's the best. But I don't know if you've experienced the same thing, but I feel like every time I buy something new from any sports team, it does not have the same quality I used to enjoy.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's quality has gone down. One uh God damn it, their name just escaped me, but they actually have very nice quality shirts, but they're expensive. It's like something 49 or something like that. They do a
Oh,
lot of
47 brand.
yeah, 47 brand, that's it. Their stuff is really good. Their t-shirts are nice. They're high quality, but you
Yeah, it's
spend
well
like
designed.
but it's like $60 for a fucking
Yeah,
t-shirt.
that's the other problem.
So it's like, guess you get what you pay for.
Well, the other reason we know about Fanatics is they were part of the debacle of last year's uniforms that had included see-through pants, rip-away pants, uh, cheap knockoff-looking jerseys with tiny names on the back.
Oh
You know,
God,
it went back
yeah.
and forth. It went back and forth whether that was Nike's fault or Fanatics' fault or Rob Manfred's fault, for all I know. But it just you hear you hear the name Fanatics, and I'm their brand is just not a respected one, at least in my mind. So it just sucks. With your specific example, like I guess who gives a fuck, who's selling the merchandise? But if it's pushing out independent designers like 35th and Shields and other cool opportunities, that's the big problem with it. That everyone's gonna lose out on it.
Exactly.
Word Hole Media.